So as you all know, just an hour ago the winner was announced and it was Rodri, but some people are saying Vinicius Jr. should have won it in every right, and do I think this is right? Yes, I do 100%, as he showed a level of difference for Real Madrid that helped them win La Liga, Copa del Rey and Champions League, which in Spanish football is basically like winning the Prem, FA Cup and UCL. Stats do not define how well this man did for Madrid and also how much he showed during the season to overcome the difficulties of the season before where they lost in the UCL and also not winning the La Liga title, which if you ask me commands the Ballon d'Or. His stats alone don't speak about how well he did on the pitch. I think if he wasn't showing up for certain games such as the UCL final where he scored, I think Madrid would have been a shambles during last season. Look at him, he's a left winger who had no depth to replace him if he was tired or injured. I'm surprised the French Football Confederation did not hand him that Ballon d'Or on a gold plate with two people holding it. Compare that to Rodri, who won the Premier League and Euros. That is not something I want to see. Also, in my humble opinion, Rodri did not show up last season. You can say, oh yeah, but look at his long-range winners. You can, but it doesn't mean nothing. As a midfielder, he only controls possession in the middle of the park, and no offense to the position or role he does, but it is by far easier than playing as a winger with zero depth or cover and having to perform each week and winning the trophies he did. If we're basing it off Euros performance, I could say Yamal had more impact, as well as Olmo and Morata and Carvajal, as well as Unai Simon. If you want to claim Rodri was the reason City are as good as they are, he isn't, considering they have Stones who can play there and also a midfield containing the likes of De Bruyne, Silva, and Foden who could easily play his position and dominate. Also, it's a disgrace that the French Football Confederation as well as FIFA allowed for Real Madrid to not attend the ceremony. It shows dishonor and disrespect on massive levels. Like, as a team you should attend no matter what the results are. You have over 4 to 6 players in the Ballon d'Or rankings top 15, which shows your squad is great. I don't think I've seen a team not show up when that's occurred. Also, you had 3 players in the top 4 of the rankings, which is also a great achievement. The last time that occurred in men's football is the time when Xavi, Iniesta, and Messi all were in the top 3, which was also great. Now let's talk about the other award winners in the ceremony, and those are the Copa Trophy, which was won by Lamine Yamal. Now, as a football fan, he is the next big name in world football, and I mean, he reminds me of Messi when it comes to dominating, but as skillful as Neymar on the ball, which if you ask me is a nightmare to face. He is going to win a bagful of Ballon d'Ors in the future as well as break many records, and as he said himself, he wants to one day win at least half the things Messi did in terms of amount. As for the Yashin Trophy, which was won by Martinez for a second time in a row, that is a massive achievement and shows his class as a keeper to win it back-to-back. Also, massive respects to Kane and Mbappe for hitting 50 goals each. That is a massive level to show. We're going to begin with announcing that Erik ten Hag has been sacked by Man United after losing 2-1 to West Ham yesterday, which if you ask me, those players in the United squad wanted him gone. It definitely was a collective effort to lose the match. This means that Ten Hag is the 7th manager to be sacked by United since Sir Alex Ferguson left United back in 2013. This United team has become a shell of its former glory, and I don't think they are going to find a new manager who can fix the team, who plays positive football or can handle big names. Ten Hag was not up to the standard United should be hiring. I think the way he treated Ronaldo alone was horrible, and also the fact he spent so much money just to win a Carabao Cup and FA Cup in his time is shocking. Also, the Arsenal and Liverpool game yesterday, which ended 2-2, was very good, and I think that was an early showing of the 2 title favourites, which it showed how Arne Slot wants to make sure his team adapts to these situations of being down or under a lot of pressure, which they handled well. Also, massive props to the Reds as they showed a fight to come back twice from a goal down each time. Arteta keeps on trying to use dark arts and also make sure to park the bus late on, which if you ask me is not something that wins you titles. It just makes you look like a panicked team that doesn't want to win trophies. There also was the UCL matches and UEL matches, which were quite good, and one of the best matches was the humbling that Barcelona gave Bayern, which ended 4-1, and may I say Rafinha and Yamal are cooking, as well as Lewandowski. These 3 define the attack for Barcelona and make sure the standards are high. I might be speaking too much about Yamal, but this kid is something special, like a once-in-a-generation type player who you just watch week in and week out regardless of the team you support. He is breaking records and I love it. Also, the fact he did the karma when he scored in the Bernabeu is a massive sign of dominance, and at his age, and the fact he did it in the home of the holder of the celebration speaks volumes. Let's now talk about that unfolded in the National League between Oldham and Dagenham Redbridge, as two players were shown the red card in a turn of events which had many fans in the ground questioning things. I think the referees in the National League need to be dropped from reffing as they are becoming more questionable. There has been countless examples of offside calls being missed, handballs, fouls which have been miscarded. This needs to stop, or else the National League will lose credibility for its integral part of being the fifth tier of English football. It's been far too long and no one in the league has talked about it, nor has the media spoken about it, which if you ask me is a bit of a shocker considering this is the same league that has had the likes of ex-Premier League footballers and rich tycoons recently in it. That's it for today's video. Thank you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe.